Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to part 12 of this Baldur's Gate 3 trophy and achievement walkthrough. We just beat the Spider Matriarch and now we're going to head down to collect this little purple gem that's on the ground. So we're going to run down over here toward these knotted roots and we're going to climb down here and run all the way back to where that purple amethyst is waiting for us. So just run along the path, you'll see this big green spot up ahead. When you see that, just head over toward the right side and it's waiting for you on the ground. Go ahead and pick that up. It's called the Dark Amethyst. This is actually the key that's needed to unlock that ancient tome, the Necromancy of Thay, and that's something that currently Astarion is holding, but we're not going to open it just yet. There is something that you can do where if you get through 3 different skill checks of increasing difficulty, you can unlock the ability to basically permanently talk to the dead, which is kind of cool, but if you wait a little bit later on until the end of the game, you can actually get a lot better reward because we'll be meeting someone else who can help us to unlock all of the secrets of that tome, and that will basically allow us to reanimate the dead and have them work for us, which I think is a whole lot cooler. So now we just have to leave this area. We can basically just follow the path out that we want to go to. This is the way we came in. There's the bucket for the well right there. However, I'm going to go back the other way and show you another exit along the way. So as we go, we can see this big sunlit area. There is going to be a backpack right here. If you open it up, you can see a couple things inside this apprentice's journal, basically just telling you and hinting at the fact that the gemstone, that Dark Amethyst, was down here. So it just helps you to know about where to go for it. But we already picked it up, so don't worry about that. We can then collect the things in there, and then we're going to head up this path, and we're going to go up the web. Unfortunately, we do get stuck here a little bit, but Astarion is able to run across this because of his nice boots, and we can go all the way up to the top and then go over toward the right hand side. There's going to be this wall here, and that will actually take us into the Blighted Village. Just select an attack and start attacking this wall. It doesn't have a lot of HP, and you'll be able to break through it fairly simply. So here you see I'll just use the monk. It's got 10 HP for this cracked wall. We'll just attack it a couple times, and then we will break right through this, and you'll be kind of amazed where we are. This is the room where we got the Infernal Iron when we had to upgrade Karlach's Heart. So here you can see the Blacksmith's Bellows here. There's the treasure chest that we had to pick the lock, and the ladder that led us up to the Infernal Iron. So that's basically the layout of where we are right now. We just have to go up the stairs, and we're going to go out these doors until we're back into the overworld map area. Now that we're outside, we're going to go to the Goblin camp. You may have unlocked the Waypoint for that if you were there the first time. It's over on the right hand side of this area, but we're going to go on foot. So we're going to run right past this well that we used to get down to where the Spider Matriarch was. We're going to go through this broken wall and just keep going down. We're going to hang on to the left side of the path for right now, and we're just going to run along this giant bridge. And that's where we got yelled at originally, so that we wanted to turn toward the right hand side and go down the ledge. But this time we're going to just go straight on through, and we're now a friend of the goblins in this area. In fact, you can see Sazza right here. She's basically going to lead the way for us into the camp. She just disappears, but she kind of gets rid of all of the goblin troublemakers for us. They're not going to give us a hard time because now we're more of a friend to the goblins in this area. We're going to run straight through the camp here. None of these guys are going to bother us. We're going to keep going up the path here, and there's going to be a couple of goblins hanging out by a table. You can talk to them if you want to. It doesn't really have any effect on anything, but we're going to go straight past them, and we're going to go right by this cart up the path. Now, eventually, this path will lead you all the way up to a new zone called the Mountain Pass. You don't want to go there just yet. Instead, turn toward the left, and you should see a dirt mound right here if you were to pass that survival check. If you dig it up and you've been following along with this guide, you should get a new trophy here called Dig for Victory. We have dug up 5 different treasure chests. You don't have to loot them all, you just have to physically dig them up. This one doesn't have a whole lot of goodness in it. There's really nothing worthwhile, so we'll skip that. We're not going to take the mountain pass because that will take you toward where Act 2 begins, and we have a lot more to do in Act 1. Many more trophies and achievements to get along the way in Act 1. So let's head back down toward this goblin encampment area where all these guys are sitting around, and from here we're basically going to go straight north into the main goblin camp area. So this is more of an outpost area of the goblin camp. We're going to go into the goblin camp proper here. So let's just head straight down this pathway, and we're going to go right inside the area. Now, what I would recommend is switching over to Astarion at some point, because we do have to do some skill check. We need to use our verbal prowess to talk our way through some areas. So once you get around here, it is a good idea just to save the game as you come through. On the right hand side, you can find Grat the trader. I would talk to him because he's got some good stuff to trade to us.
You look like you got something jingling in your pocket. Looking to spend it?
Let me see what you have. I'm going to speed this up, but I'm basically just going to sell a bunch of stuff that I don't need anymore. He does have a lot of alcohol, which is helpful for a couple trophies later on, so purchase that. And he also has the gloves of archery, which are really nice. They give you proficiency in short bows and long bows and add +2 to your damage rolls with ranged weapons. So go ahead, pick all that stuff up if you really want to, and otherwise we're just going to continue on from here. On the right hand side here, if you run toward the back, you can get to the Waypoint. So if you haven't been exploring through here and haven't collected that yet, I would recommend doing that. It's just handy if you ever want to get back here. Now from here, we're going to go to the main area. This is where Vola was earlier, and there's going to be the Owlbear Cub straight ahead of us. So what you'll want to do is go ahead and save the game, because we need to convince someone to let us have that Owlbear Cub that's directly related to one of the trophies coming up. When you're ready, let's go talk to the Owlbear Cub, and we'll talk to Krolla at the same time.
Well now, you look like a tough un, but have you got smarts, skills, guts?
I can handle myself just fine.
No doubt, mate. But this ain't dragons or demons or anything else you might have faced. This is chicken chasing.
Well, for starters, that's no chicken. It's an owlbear.
It's got feathers, don't it? A beak. Besides, I reckon it owes us, seeing as how it just ate our last chicken. Reckon it owes us a game. You want to hear the rules or not?
Could be fun. What is chicken chasing exactly?
Only the greatest game since eggs sprouted legs, mate. You just gotta chase the chicken round the course and through the posts. But that ain't all. Gotta do it quick and alone. Any of your mates step in, you lose. Time runs out, you lose. Sound easy? It ain't. Better contenders than you have been bested by the bird.
This is cruel. I won't be part of it.
No skin off my arse. Just remember, you had the chance to be a part of something grand, and you walked away.
Alright, the owlbear is going to run around a little bit. Let's go talk to it.
That's nothing.
Beckon him closer. Okay, now we're going to talk to Krolla again.
Brave enough to take on our new chicken? It's a big un, but that's just more for the chasing.
I'm leaving and the owlbear's coming with me.
Is you now? Reckon I feel differently. Reckon the lads will too.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Feel free to intimidate, persuade, or buy it. I'm going to say Illithid Wisdom. I don't care what you think. I'm not asking. Because we have our Illithid powers, we have a skill check just looking for a 2. Very easy to succeed in this.
You're a true soul.
A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
Beg pardon, please, take it. A gift. Reckon it's too fat to run anyway.
The owlbear now belongs to us, and in a few long rests, it's going to join our camp. For now, we're just going to talk to one of our party members with the exclamation mark over their head. In this case, Karlach.
So, a tadpole gives us the ability to manipulate others. Huh.
Ignore it. Deny it. This is nothing but a disease, and every use will sicken us further.
It's already living in our heads for free. May as well see if it has any value to us.
Such powers of manipulation could be useful, and if it makes our enemies more malleable, all the better.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. At least now it's giving us something useful.
We're done in the outside camp area, now we're going to go inside the camp, so run along the pathway until you get just past this giant guy, and you can go through the big doors on the other side. This place is called the Shattered Sanctum. All we have to do is run straight down this hallway until we get to what looks like a big statue in the middle of a large area. You can see it straight ahead, it's glowing red, and right next to the statue you'll find a little goblin called True Soul Gut. Go ahead and talk to her for a cutscene.
Now here's somebody special. The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh.
Why should I let you brand me?
Let's the faithful recognize one another quick sharp. That way nobody'll mess with ya. And it's charged with magic. Ordinary slobs can't see it, only us that follow the Absolute. You ready? Brace yourself, this'll sting.
Actually, I'd rather not go through with this.
Maybe you don't need it. After all, you're special, ain't ya? Like me.
She probes your mind, tangling your thoughts with hers. A familiar sensation. She too carries a parasite. Darkness seems to swallow the temple, leaving you with a vision of the Goblin priestess, receiving instruction from a handsome young man, one of the chosen. The vision dissolves away. You stand before the Goblin priestess in the temple once again.
Push deeper into her mind.
Her faith floods into you, a tide of shuddering ecstasy. Her tadpole nestles within that mania, secure, hidden.
I feel you in there, digging around. Works both ways. And I saw some weird shadows swimming around in your head just now. Maybe I can help with that. Us true souls gotta look out for one another.
Do you think you can fix whatever's causing those shadows?
With the Absolute's will, I can fix anything. Let's deal with this in my chapel. It's private. Don't want this lot interfering with true soul business.
Priestess Gut is going to walk off toward her chambers. We're instead going to run around this path and up the stairs. We're going to go find where Sazza went off to, and we need to save her for the second time. The first was in the grove when we rescued her from the cage that she was in. Now we're going to run over here, and we're going to rescue her from Minthara, and we're going to save the game right over here because there are some very important dialogue choices to make. So when you're ready, talk to Sazza.
Mistress, it's me, your loyal servant, Sazza. I'm back, and I brought a friend.
How thoughtful. And where did you find this friend?
They was in some rickety druid grove, mostly full of tieflings, but them intruders you're after were hiding out there.
I presume you dealt with my prey and massacred the rest?
Well, the thing about that is, they sort of massacred us. But this mug helped me to escape. I say we stick a few holes in him. Show how grateful we are.
You feel a cold hand caress your mind as the drow praises you.
Oh dear. Your prisoner is one of the Absolute's favorites, Sazza. A true soul.
Nah, it can't be. They was in the grove, hanging around with the tieflings.
Undercover, no doubt. Carrying out the Absolute's will. Oh, Sazza, you have made a grave error. And it will be your last. My spiders are hungry, little one. But before they feast, tell me where that grove is. And I may yet spare your life.
It's past the bridge, to the east. Big old gate covered in ivy. Don't hurt me, mistress, please.
I will not hurt you. My spiders will have that pleasure.
No, I mucked up, I'm sorry. But I didn't know who they was. They didn't tell me nothing.
To progress toward the trophy, you have to say she's telling the truth. She didn't know.
I told ya. I was trying to follow orders best I could.
Silence, wretch. And remember, you owe your miserable life to this one.
I won't cause any more trouble. I swears it.
Through sheer luck, that pathetic worm has brought me the information I need. And it seems that the inhabitants of the Grove trust you. We can use that against them. You have a part to play in this slaughter.
Return to the Grove. When my raiding party approaches, throw open the gate and signal me.
The fate of the Grove's inhabitants hangs in the balance. Killing the drow here would spare them, but it might be better to face her warband at the Grove itself, on familiar ground. On the other hand, participating in the slaughter as she asks may be the perfect way to earn her trust and access to the cult's inner circle.
We're going to stay neutral right now and say, I want no part of this.
I do not intend to lead a suicidal charge. The goblins are expendable.
I am not.
The Absolute brought you here for a reason. To throw open those gates and crush our enemies.
We don't want to initiate the Grove battle right now, so we can pause this by saying, I have another matter to take care of first.
Take care of it, quickly. You are needed here, and my patience wears thin.
We save Sazza's life for the second time, and we do get rewarded with a new weapon. However, we don't get the trophy at this point because we need to save her later on as well. So at this point, what we're going to do is go ahead and run back toward where Priestess Gut is. So go ahead and just leave this area. You don't want to get into a fight with anything around here. We're not going to engage with this just now. We're going to just be nice and head out the way that we came. So you can run around here and just go down the hallway, and we're going to go back toward where that big statue was in the middle, where we saw Priestess Gut before, and then we're going to hang out on the right side of things. So go over toward the right hand side, run up the big stairs, and her room is going to be up ahead. You can actually look at your mini-map and see where the little quest icon is. That just helps you know where to go. You can go through this door, and she's going to be on the other side. Talking to Priestess Gut doesn't really advance any trophies or achievements for us, so you can talk to her if you want to. Otherwise, we're just going to head out the way we came. I just wanted to show you where she was. Inside the area is also a way to get down into the Underdark, which is a place we can go to later on. But now we're going to go find Sazza. You can run down toward this big statue area, and she's going to be right here, and you can talk to her.
Those teeth. Those horrible teeth. Take this. It's everything I've got. I won't try and get you killed again. Promise. Just let me go.
Slow down. I have questions for you.
I tell you anything, and my life ain't worth a rat's breakfast.
Persuasion. I've saved your hide twice now. You owe me. Here we have a skill check. Just looking for a 5. With my charisma and persuasion proficiencies, I get this one guaranteed.
Dunno, never repaid anything. But you've been square with me, true? What do you want to know?
A tribe like yours must have plenty of treasure. Where's it hiding?
I saw Draw Regslin stash some stuff behind the waterfall, near the bridge. You want it? It's yours. It's all yours. Is that it? Can I go?
That's all we need to know. Let's choose to leave. Now we're going to go over toward the right side, going up the stairs. There's a little torture scene going on up here. Go ahead, save the game beforehand, because we don't want to screw this up.
Come on. Scream. Scream or beg! Come to see your friend, have ya? Come and join him if you like.
Illithid Wisdom, leave, both of you. Here we have a skill check. Because of the Illithid powers, it's only a skill check of 2. We're guaranteed to get it, so let's move on.
Your blood runs quicker, feeding the gnawing absence at the center of your mind.
Sorry, sir. I didn't realize. He's all yours. Just don't be too rough, maybe. Moonrise Towers might still want to take him.
Now they're going to scamper off. Let's go over and talk to the guy up on the torture rack. This is Liam.
Please. Let me out. There's no reason for this.
Sleight of hand. Pick the lock. Here we have a skill check looking for a 12. We do have a little bit of a bonus toward the dexterity, and I get it naturally, but the extra points don't hurt.
The lock clicks and opens.
Thank you. I better go before they catch us. I should be able to make it to the grove on my own. They need to know they're in danger.
Tell me, have you seen a druid called Halsin?
Halsin? I don't know. He changed into a bear, but I lost sight of him. I don't know if he's still alive.
If you want to learn a little bit more about him, go ahead and choose the other dialogue options, otherwise you can choose to leave. He's going to run off back to the grove, and when he disappears, then you'll get a little bit of experience, and we can go around the corner. Before you go into this room, make sure that your health is topped off. You can just use a short rest from your menu here, and that's going to refill 50% of your HP. So now that we're at full health, we're going to go into this new area called the Bloodied Shrine. There's a couple books in here you want to read. One is called On Receiving Her Grace, so read that on the table, and then the bookshelf has something called the Screed of the Willing. Go ahead and read that as well. So we are learning a lot about Loviatar, the goddess of pain, in this area. So before we talk to the guy straight ahead of us, we're going to save the game. We need to successfully get through 3 skill checks in a row, and if we do that, then we get a really nice buff. So let's go ahead, walk forward, and we'll talk to Abdirack.
Greetings, child. I've met few aside from goblins here.
You recognize the Scourge. This man is a follower of Loviatar, goddess of pain.
Ah, are you also here to assist with the prisoner?
You mean the one they are torturing?
Please. The things they do to that man? So crude and primitive. I was invited to teach them. I live for pain and its intricacies, you see. But, alas. Pain without purpose is a terrible thing. Wouldn't you agree?
It's appalling.
Exactly. Pain is an intimate thing. It should be delivered with a loving and measured hand. But trying to discuss such subtleties with these creatures is simply... Forgive me, but that look in your eyes, something terrible has happened to you.
Clever man. How did you know?
Because I see those same eyes when I look in the mirror, dear one. We've all suffered in these dark times. It is little wonder you bear scars of pain and anguish. Please, let me alleviate this pain.
And how would you do that?
As the Maiden of Pain, the goddess Loviatar teaches us, through penance, administered by my skilled hand. My work can grant peace and serenity, the likes of which few experience. It will be worth it. I promise.
By all means, let us see what his skilled hand might get up to.
Because we read the books in this area, we get the special dialogue choice, I saw your book. Let me try some of those techniques.
My, an eager student indeed. Those are advanced devotions. The mistress would approve. Indicate which instrument calls to you, and let us put it to work.
Along with that special dialogue choice, we also get to choose the weapon he'll attack us with. It doesn't really matter what you choose, so I'm just going to say, I'll have what you're having.
Oh, I do believe we are both going to enjoy this. Both Loviatar and I are interested in how you handle pain, dear one. And should you delight her, you will most assuredly receive her most gracious blessing. Trust me. Simply face the wall, and we can begin.
Let's do as he says. We'll just turn around and face the wall here and wait for him to come around.
This will do nicely. The pain you suffer will cleanse you. Do not fight it.
Now he wants a big reaction out of us, so don't choose Constitution, don't choose Monk or anything like that. You want to put on a good show for him, so either use Performance or Intimidation. Like, come on, a child can hit harder than that. You'll see that we get a skill check here, and it is a level 10. We rolled it. Unfortunately, we come up just one short with our Charisma bonus. Unfortunately, we are going to roll this one again, however, so let's use one of our Inspiration points and roll again. This time, we do end up with a better result. We get the 9 plus 1 for Charisma. We end up with exactly what we needed to, and we succeed.
You want more? As you wish, dear one.
Oh, bravo! Encore.
Wonderful. Just wonderful.
Now we're going to use Performance, Yelp loudly, and dramatically beg for mercy. Now this time it's only a skill check of 5, so I would recommend going the Performance route other than the Intimidation route.
Your voice sounds so sweet, dear one. Keep going. You are doing so well! Do not give in now!
Let's use Performance, writhe in exaggerated agony, and cry out. This time it's a skill check of a 10. Every time he hits us, we're losing health, and if you get too low on health, you'll automatically fail, so make sure that you top up before going into this area.
That's it, dear one! Let Loviatar hear you!
It was a fine strike. Excellent form.
Sweet child, you bore the pain like a true believer. I am proud to have served you this penance.
Thank you. I enjoyed myself.
Oh, as did I, dear one. Loviatar herself found your performance inspiring. She has deemed you worthy of her blessing. And on a personal note, thank you. That was positively divine.
Now if you look in the bottom left corner, you'll see a new buff active. It's called Loviatar's Love. Pain is the path to clarity. When you have 30% hit points or less, you gain a +2 bonus to attack rolls and wisdom saving throws for 3 turns. So that's a nice buff that we get to have just in case things go a little bit messy in battle and we're kind of struggling. So we're all done here. Let's head on out, and then we're going to go over toward the right-hand side. We're going to run down this pathway, and just make sure that you bring your companions along. For some reason, it split us out automatically from them, so I do have to regroup my party here, and then they're going to follow along with me, and we're going to just keep going down this pathway all the way to the end. There's going to be a big door on the other side of it, so before I go in, I'm just going to let my party regroup, and then we'll head on inside the Worg pen entrance. We're in the Worg Pens area. There's a couple of rooms right when you walk inside. There's a room on the left-hand side that has this wooden chest. You can go ahead, open it up. Just be sure not to be seen by the goblins walking around. And there's just a little bit of money in that one. Nothing too important. The other side, really nothing important. There's really nothing that you want to grab here except for a healing potion if you really need it. Go ahead, grab that off the floor, and then we can go back to the main hallway. We're going to run down and toward the left-hand side first, and we're going to get down toward the bottom section. If you look down here, there's going to be these giant sealed doors, and if you get close to them, you can see that there's some real nasty creatures back there. And before we move forward to the other side of the room, we're going to pause and we're going to head on over to our camp. So we're going to advance a couple storylines here, starting with one with Gale. We're back at camp. Let's go ahead and choose to end the day by talking to one of the bedrolls, and that will bring us to the nighttime side of things. And now we can see that Gale wants to talk to us. He has that exclamation mark over his head, so let's talk to him here. Pretty.
Oh. My, you startled me. I was miles away.
Is everything all right?
Of course. I was just practicing an incantation.
Insight. There's more to it than that. The figure I saw, she means something to you. Here's an easy skill check, just looking for a 5, so let's go ahead and roll that.
She does. She's Mystra. I can't quite describe it. The need I sometimes feel to see her. To draw the filaments of fantasy into existence. No sculpture or painting could ever do her justice. Only the fabric that she herself is and embodies. The weave. Mystra is all magic. And as far as I'm concerned, she is all creation.
I didn't realize the depth of your devotion.
Magic is my life. I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it. It's like music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Would you like to experience this?
Yes, I would.
Then follow my lead. Now you.
Go for whatever one your character is best at. I'm going to choose Arcana. Imitate the gesture slowly and as precisely as you can. This gives us a skill check of only 5, so let's roll that very easily.
You feel something strange, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran Mistraril Kantrak Eo.
Arcana. You sense power in these words. Speak them deliberately. Once again, we have a skill check of only 5, so let's roll this one.
Suddenly, the scent of rosewater and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
Insight. Recall a memory of early youth, a happy family moment. Once again, a very easy skill check of 5. Let's go ahead and roll this one.
You see, or is it sense, the presence of a woman. The woman who hovered over Gale's palm. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss, then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace. You are safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mystra's hand.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel?
Magical. Sensual, even.
That it does.
The weave connects you. The moment feels intimate.
So one of our trophies and achievements is to romance Karlach, which means we can't romance anyone else before then. So we're going to say, a satisfying end to a wondrous experience. It's time to let go.
The weave evaporates. And as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
Oh. There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night. I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you.
Okay, after that conversation with Gale, we're going to go over toward the bedrolls and we're going to choose to go to bed. Now, we do have the option to refill all of our health using a long rest, but I'm not going to use any supplies right now. I'm just going to skip this because I'll be able to get a full rest with healing using no supplies in the next little bit here. So we're going to go through this little animation, and when we do that, we also get the trophy Bedrolls and Breakfast because we've done 4 long rests so far in one playthrough. So that's all done. What we can do is go ahead and leave camp, and then we're going to come right back to camp. And once you're back at camp, go over toward the bed, and you're going to choose to end the day, and you'll get another scene.
You carry a Githyanki relic. I will have an explanation, or your head.
Walk away. Now. I won't warn you again.
We need to be a good mediator so they don't kill each other, so we'll choose stop squabbling, both of you.
Remove yourself if you are so easily offended. This is not your concern.
Nonsense. You're just finally showing us what you really are. A reaver to the bone.
Spare your indignity. Every word that spills from your mouth is worth less than the last.
Again, stop this. No sense in us fighting with each other.
Incorrect. Judicious bloodletting settles feuds and roots out the weak, the deceitful.
Do you hear this, tribe? Our lives are at stake, and she wants us to turn on each other.
No others. Just you and me.
What's this even about?
Lae'zel thinks I have something important to her people. She's deluded, clear.
Lies. She carries an heirloom of my people. I must know why.
Lae'zel is right. We don't need the Githyanki as enemies.
It's too late. You can't appease them. We have to do what's right for us. The artifact stays with me.
You think this can be settled with just words? No. Honor demands I take something from you.
Doesn't really matter what you choose, but I'm going to say, so, any ideas on how we settle this?
The bad blood must be purged. A jewel, come first light.
You mean I'd get to prove you wrong and thrash you? I love it. Get some rest, Lae'zel. You'll need it. You had every chance to look the other way. But here we are. You chose this.
Spare me the justifications, coward.
If anyone asks, I'll say you were transforming. Don't expect to be mourned.
Persuasion. Shadowheart, stop. You don't have to do this. We have a skill check looking for a 10. We do get +5 with our bonuses. So with our 6, we rolled what we needed and we succeed.
She's a liability. It's the artifact we need, not her.
Let me up, and I'll show you.
We need her, Shadowheart. Give her a chance.
Can I do that, Lae'zel? Can I turn my back on you?
Never. Thieves aren't afforded such luxury.
Loosen the grip on your pride for one blasted moment, won't you? We needn't be enemies. There's plenty of those to go around already.
What would you have? That we be friends?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But imagine what we might achieve if we channeled some of that hostility back at our real foes, instead of each other. They wouldn't stand a chance.
There we go, a tense situation resolved, and we got fully healed without using any camp supplies. Now let's talk to Scratch with the exclamation mark over his head.
Dog pants through a ball held firmly in his mouth.
Choose whichever one works best for you. We do want to succeed in this. I'll choose Sleight of Hand, distract him with the one hand, and slip the ball from his jaws with the other. We get a skill check of 10 here. Let's go ahead and roll that. I got a 7 plus my 3 bonus for dexterity. Gives me exactly what I need to succeed.
He relinquishes the ball. It is well chewed and slick with drool.
You can pet him if you want to, or just choose to leave. Now we get a new item, it's Scratch's Ball. So let's go into our inventory and we're going to find Scratch's Ball. It's one of the ones on the bottom here. And we're going to hit X just to throw the ball. When you close out the menu, then you'll be able to choose the destination to throw this. We're just going to throw it down here. Scratch is going to run over, grab the ball, and bring it back to us. As soon as he retrieves it and brings it back to us, we get a new trophy or achievement called Fetch Quest by successfully playing Fetch with Scratch. So congratulations, we got through that one. Now we can actually go ahead and leave camp. So we're all rested up and we're ready to move on with the story. We're back in the Worg pen, save it, and then run forward for a cutscene.
See? It squealed! Hit it again!
Keep your hands steady, 3. Again! Make it squeal again.
What the hells are you doing?
We're juicing it up. The beast came in here with those robbers, killed Dink and Mince too. Boss is thinking of serving it to the Worgs.
And it makes funny noises.
We made it squeal.
Look, you'll see. Give me that rock. I'll show ya.
Well, we just rested, so we got our Lithid powers back. Let's choose a Lithid Wisdom. Let him out. I'll take care of the beast. This option gives us a skill check only looking for a 2. Very easy for us to succeed in, and then we'll move on.
Oh, you're also, yes, of course.
The presence deep in your mind is awake, unblinking. This is it. A single word pervades your consciousness. Soon.
But I want to hear it squeal. 1. That's a true soul you're talking to. Show some respect.
Sorry, sir. I'll open the cage for you.
Now while they go to open up the cage, run over here. We want to block off the stairway so that they can't escape.
The bear sizes you up, wary but not yet attacking.
Attack the goblins. That puts us into a fight with the goblins of this area, but the bear is going to be our ally. So let's start by taking out the little guys, 3 and 1. It doesn't really matter the order that you go into, but you do want to eliminate them as quickly as possible because they're not going to fight you. They're going to try to run away and get outside of this room, and we don't want them to alert anyone else around here to the fact that we're slaying a bunch of goblins back here. We're just being stealthy, and we're just running around taking out these different enemies. So now 1 and 3 are gone, and we're able to then continue our attack using another unarmed strike. We'll take out Brawler Burka over here, so that's 3 down very quickly, and we're going to move over toward the center of the area here. Well, that's it for our turn now. It's going to be the enemy's turn to attack. These things are just trying to break out of the cage. There's also a Beastmaster here that can summon a spider. That's not so good for us. And he's going to run in, and the other monstrosities around here are going to start attacking as well. So once we get through all of this guy's going to run down here, and then the spider's turn to attack. Luckily, it has a huge miss on us, and we're able to retaliate here. So we get a really good attack with Lae'zel. I tried to follow it up with a pommel strike here. Unfortunately, I do miss with that one, and it only has 1 HP left. I'm going to save that action surge for later. I don't really need to take it out, because I do have Karlach who can run it over here and finish off that spider. So now that it's gone, we're able to move her up just a little bit further and wait right around here. Now it's going to be the enemy's turn to throw something at Lae'zel. It is a bunch of grease, makes her fall over. Not a big deal though. It's going to be the cave bear's turn. He'll run forward and he'll start to get close to the enemies. Now it's Astarion's turn. We're going to head up the stairs and we're going to be in range to attack the enemy. So let's choose a ranged attack and we're going to shoot the guy just down the hall here. This is Warrior Pilg. We'll hit him and we'll do 7 out of 10 damage, so he's badly hurt. Now we can take the monk. We'll just run forward a little bit, trying to get into position. There is some grease and water on the floor stuff, all the things that make it hard to maneuver through here. But we can run up using an unarmed strike to do some decent damage. Let's follow that up with a flurry of blows topple. That's going to knock him prone and do a ton of damage to him, so he doesn't have a whole lot left. This animal is going to keep trying to break the cage open, but the Beastmaster is going to dash across here, and as he goes, I get an opportunity attack, but he will actually succeed in opening up the gate that will allow those beasts to come out. So here they come out here, and they're going to get close to us, and they won't be able to attack on the first turn because they dashed, and the other guys are running down here. Now it's Karlach's turn again. Let's go ahead and attack the warrior. He only has 3 HP left, and now he has 0 that he's eliminated. And I don't really want to use my frenzy at this point, so I can just move her a little closer and then end her turn. Let's move Lae'zel a little bit closer. She's surrounded in grease, so her movement is really horrible here. I'm not really even able to jump or anything over this grease because of the difficult terrain. So I can just kind of move her a little bit, but she's basically stuck where she's at. Now the enemy is going to stand back up. That's his turn, and the bear will come over and end one of those big animals, and that will be the end of that. So now we're going to move Astarion more toward the middle section. We're just trying to get him into position to take a ranged attack if possible. So we'll look down here. We don't really have a good shot at anything. Unfortunately, our movement is not enough to get to a spot where we can really see anything, and everything else is just either interrupted or too far away. Not a whole lot that we can do here. We'll skip the rest of the turn because we can't do anything. Now it's the monk's turn to try to attack. It is a miss, but we can follow that up with another unarmed strike as a bonus action. That one connects and the enemy's gone. Now it's time to switch over to the enemy's turn to attack. It will run forward but not do anything. The Beastmaster takes a swing at the cave bear, connects for a little bit of damage, and now we can bring Lae'zel a little bit closer to the enemy, and that will put her in range to take a ranged attack on one of the enemies. So we can aim very carefully around here, and we can take a shot at the Beastmaster. That one does unfortunately miss, so that's all that we can do here. Let's end the turn, and now we can bring Karlach a little bit closer in, and we're going to do the same thing, take a ranged attack against that same Beastmaster, see if we can connect with him and take him out of the fight. The shot does land, which is awesome for us. He's gone, and now it's really just the cave bear versus the big enemy back here. The cave bear attacks, does some decent damage, and now we'll move Astarion over to the top of the stairs, and that will put us into position to take a shot, a very long shot, all the way down past all of our characters and the bear, and we'll hit the fair with 1 HP left, and that will end the fight. With the fight over, the bear transforms into a druid and a cutscene plays.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the druid Halsin.
You're Halsin? The Master Halsin of the Emerald Grove?
Yes, but just Halsin will suffice. unbecoming to demand honorifics from the one who saved my hide.
I spoke to Nettie. She said you could help me with the parasite in my head.
Parasite in your head? You mean you have one of them? Oak Father preserve you, child. You're infected, aren't you? The Mind Flayer's spawn. But something's different. You're aware of the monster inside you. You don't bow to the Absolute like the true souls do. How is this possible?
I escaped from an illithid ship after being infected. Maybe the process was interrupted.
Perhaps. But I wouldn't want to place all my faith in blind luck. You weren't speaking lightly when you said you needed help. Let me tell you what I know. I've been studying these parasites for a while now. Ever since I discovered these so-called true souls are infected with them. Someone is using very powerful magic to modify these tadpoles. They're using them to exert control over the infected. I'm sorry to say, I can't undo that magic, which means I can't cure you. But that doesn't mean I can't help. I didn't find what I came here for, a way to remove the tadpoles, but I found the next best thing. I found out where they come from. That must be where these enchantments are placed on them. And it's where you'll find your cure.
Tell me what you've learned about the tadpole's origins.
I overheard that the cultists are sending all of their captives to Moonrise Towers. Innocents go in, true souls come out. Given that all of these true souls are infected, it has to be the source for this magic. If you want to find a cure, you must head there and discover how the tadpoles are being manipulated.
You seem to know a lot about this. Will you come with me to Moonrise?
I wish I could, but there's still work I've yet to finish. Blood I've yet to spill. I've no right to ask more of you, but if you could help me, I'd be free to join your journey to Moonrise. I cannot allow these butchers to threaten my grove. The natural order must be protected.
Alright, how do I help?
My thanks. If you prevail, I'll owe you the debt of a lifetime. Rare is the beast that survives decapitation. Help me eliminate the Drow Minthara, the Hobgoblin Draw Ragslin, and that perversion of a priestess, Gut. They are the ones holding these parasites together. Remove them, and nature will cure itself.
If he comes with us, he's going to go on a goblin killing spree, which will kill Sazza, and that costs us a trophy. So we're going to say, I'll deal with this, you get to safety.
There is no safety. Not while this rot festers. Once it is cut out, once the grove is secure, then I shall leave.
Again, leave him here by saying, alright, wait here until it's done.
May Sylvanus guide your hand. Focus on the leaders. That's all it will take to restore the balance here.
Alright, that will do it for part 12. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not done so already, please consider hitting that like button if you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, and consider hitting that subscribe button so that you never miss out on another episode. This is a very intricate game, and there's a lot of choices that go along with it and a lot of consequences, so I'm sorry that this is taking a little long to upload, but I just want to do it right for you and have a good product. So I will see you very soon in part 13. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.